I don't usually talk about this night, not because I don't remember it, but because I do. It happened last fall, right before I left for college. My parents own a small cabin near the lake, deep in the woods, a place where cell service barely exists, and the closest neighbor is miles away. We only go there in the summer, but I had driven up to grab some things before moving out. My plan was to stay one night, pack up, and leave early in the morning. That didn't happen. The lake in autumn is different. It's not warm and inviting. It's silent, dead. No birds, no boats, no distant laughter of summer tourists. Just trees, water, and an eerie kind of stillness that makes you feel like the world has emptied out. That night, I built a fire in the pit outside and sat there, letting the quiet sink in. The air was crisp, filled with the scent of burning wood. The sky was completely black, no moon, no stars, just darkness, thick and absolute. I remember thinking it felt strange, like something was off. Then the fog rolled in, not like a light mist or a slow, creeping haze. This was fast, unnatural. One second, I could see the trees clearly. The next, everything was swallowed whole, the world reduced to a 5-foot radius around me. The fire barely illuminated anything beyond a dull orange glow in the thick, swirling fog. And then I saw him, a shadow, standing at the tree line, just standing there. At first, I thought my eyes were playing tricks on me, that the shifting fog was creating shapes. But as I focused, the figure became clearer. Tall, thin, motionless. I couldn't see his face. Just the outline of a man standing perfectly still, watching. Something about him was wrong. I should have gone inside right then. I should have locked the doors and waited it out. But I didn't. I was too stubborn, too confident that I was just imagining things. So I called out, "Hey, you okay?" No response. I stood up, took a step closer. "Hello?" Nothing, just silence. The fire crackled, the fog curled around the trees, and the man took a step forward. That was enough. My body finally caught up to my brain, and I bolted for the cabin, slamming the door shut behind me. My hands shook as I locked it, my breath coming in short gasps. I stood there, listening, but there was only silence. I convinced myself it was just a trick of the fog, maybe a deer, a tree swaying, anything but what I knew I had seen. Then the sound came, a single wet knock at the door. Not frantic, not aggressive, just one slow, deliberate knock. I didn't move. I barely breathed. Another knock. Louder this time. I grabbed my phone. No service. I knew I wouldn't have any, but I still checked, because that's what you do when you're desperate. I backed away from the door, heart hammering. Then I heard footsteps. Not on the porch, on the roof. I didn't know what to do. There was no way someone could have climbed up there so fast, no ladder, no way to reach it. But I could hear it, slow, deliberate footsteps circling above me. I ran to the bathroom, locking the door as if that would help. My breathing was too loud, my pulse pounding in my ears. Then something scratched at the bathroom window. 3 long, slow scratches on the glass. I didn't want to look. I shouldn't have looked, but I did. And through the fog, pressed against the window, was a face. Pale, too long. Eyes that weren't eyes at all, just dark, empty holes staring back at me, and a mouth that stretched into an unnatural, hungry grin. I don't remember much after that, just that I ran. I don't know how I made it to my car or how long I sat there, shaking, staring at the cabin, waiting for something to come crawling out of the fog. But nothing did. By the time the sun rose, the fog had disappeared. The cabin looked normal again, safe, like nothing had happened. But something did happen, because when I finally got the courage to go back inside, the bathroom window was open, and on the mirror, written in long, wet streaks, was a single word: run. I left that morning and haven't gone back since. But sometimes on cold, foggy nights, I think about that face, that grin, and I wonder if it's still waiting for me.